What do you do?
I am a director of ICORN, the International Cities of Refuge Network. It's an organization of cities all over the world protecting and promoting persecuted writers and artists.
What drove you into this field?
It's a quite a long story, but I started to be engaged in human rights, freedom of expression issues like 20 years ago. And I started to work with ICORN, co-funding it like 12 years ago. There might be roots of engagement back to my younger days also, but I haven't traced it very deeply. But there's something probably also inherited that is kind of an engagement, wanting to make a difference, to work with other people, to work for other people maybe.
What is your greatest source of energy?
I think the greatest source of energy is when things work out, when we experience success, especially work-related, when we are able, for instance, to bring a persecuted writer or artist out of a danger area and into a safe haven. That's something, when we do this kind of success, then I'm happy, and that's drives me to move on. But also, of course, also privately. I mean, when I experience good times with friends, with family, that also gives lots of inspiration. Of course, it's the difference, but yeah.
What is the best advice you can give?
I would give the advice, for instance, to my daughters, to be true to themselves and to their wishes, not listen too much to others, but listen to themselves.
What would you like to achieve in this lifetime?
I think I would like to achieve to be a true person, true to my own ideals, truthful towards others, and but also to achieve good things together with people, not only for myself, but together with others.
What brings us together?
I do think that the real to the bottom of us is a drive to be social. I think that what makes us humans, I think, even more than the analytic skills or whatever, is this social drive. Yeah.
What is the most courageous decision you've made?
I don't regard myself as a hero, so I don't, and I also don't think I'm very kind of, I'm not the courageous kind of person. But one courageous moment was, I think, when I took part in starting the organization that we are running, the ICORN network, is because many people said it's not possible. So, but I, together with some other people, said yes, we should do it, even though it could be disaster. Other courageous moment does not come to my mind.
What is your strongest conviction?
My strongest conviction is that I and we do not exist only for ourselves. I mean, we are human beings, we are social beings, and there is a reason for us to be here, to be alive, and that reason is not only to grab things to ourselves, but to share and to create meaning together with others.
What does home mean to you?
Home is extremely important, and it's the more I travel, the more I'm staying away from home, the more essential it is to have a home. Home is what you return to. Home is what is safe. Home is what it doesn't need to be one place, but it is something inside you also, where you can find refuge, where you can find shelter.
What role does spirituality play in your life?
I am from a Christian background, and I see these Christian or religious spiritual values as very important. It's not easy for me to define exactly what role they play for me or how spiritual I am, but I would not prefer to live a life without a spiritual dimension. I think I can say it like that. So it's important, but it's hard to define, and if I try too hard to define it, it also often falls to the ground.
Who are you?
I'm an identical twin brother, so many times I can see myself in a mirror with my brother. I am the product of all the physical being and my thoughts and my relations to others. I think the last, as I said in many answers, that I'm not so interested in what I am as an isolated being. I think the most important sides of myself is revealed in interaction with others. So it is impossible, I think, for me to say exactly who I am. I should reflect more upon it, I see. But the relational aspect also to who I am as a person is extremely important, I think.